Question 103. What about same-sex unions? This question has become more common in recent years with the passage of laws in some states that recognize gay unions. The Catholic Church has always taught that the homosexual inclination is disordered. It distinguishes the sexual orientation from sexual activity. Whether the orientation is biological, psychological, or social, in most cases, it is believed to be involuntary. Hence, there is no culpability merely for the inclination. The sinfulness comes not in the homosexual orientation, which is, however, disordered, but in the acting out of the orientation, any and all acts of homosexual activity. It is not sinful to have the homosexual orientation, but it is sinful to engage in homosexual behavior. The Church still considers the orientation disordered, but recognizes many homosexuals do not choose to have this inclination. Only when they engage in homosexual activity is there culpable sin. Any and all human sexual activity, whether heterosexual or homosexual, which is outside of marriage between one man and one woman, is considered seriously and gravely sinful. Masturbation, adultery, promiscuity, fornication, sex before and outside of marriage, artificial contraception, pornography, and homosexuality pervert the original intention that God has for marriage, namely love, unitive dimension, and life, procreative dimension. We learn this from the book of Genesis, in which God creates male and female and tells them to be fruitful and multiply. It is impossible to see homosexual unions as being in line with God's intentions for marriage, since the product of intercourse is not fruitful. Along with masturbation, fornication, and adultery, homosexuality, along with masturbation, fornication, and adultery, homosexuality is a selfish act that cannot fulfill the divinely ordained purpose of the reproductive powers. The Church teaches that God instituted the sacrament of marriage, and only He has the authority to change the nature of marriage. Neither the Church nor the state has the competence to alter the substance of marriage, or the family, for that. Neither the Church nor the state has the competence to alter the substance of marriage, or the family, for that matter. Any attempts by civil governments to alter the law in favor of same-sex unions distort the true meaning of marriage, which has existed for thousands and thousands of years. The Church encourages people who suffer from the disorder of a homosexual orientation to live a chaste and celibate life. All unmarried persons, regardless of their sexual orientation, are called to live chaste lives. Chastity is required of all people, no matter what their state in life, single, married, or clerical. It is a virtue in which our thoughts, words, and actions are modest. Celibacy is a discipline by which one does not marry. The grace from frequent reception of the sacrament of penance will help the homosexual in his or her commitment to be chaste. There are also many good Catholic support groups, for example, Courage, to help people with homosexual tendencies to live good and virtuous lives. Other groups, like Dignity, which promote monogamous relationships, are not considered in conformity with Catholic teaching. Sexual intercourse is a holy and sacred act reserved for husband and wife who are a man and a woman married in the eyes of God, and who are committed to living a permanent, faithful, and, God willing, fruitful union.